So good morning. So we are discussing the string handling functions. We are discussing the string handling in Java. So string handling can be done by using the three classes. So in Java supports three classes. First one is string class, string buffer class, and then string builder class. So in order to handle the strings, we have three predefined classes. First one string class, second one string buffer class, third one string builder class. So we have seen the syntax of declaration of strings in by using all these three classes. And then we have seen the which class is thread safe. So suppose if you use the string buffer means it is not a thread safe. It is, even though it is a thread safe, but it executes the so very slowly. Well, compared to the string builder, it executes very slowly. So string builder is a thread safe, not a thread safe one. So if you are using the threads, we don't use the string builder class. So, but in any of these cases, string class is very efficient and effective one. So that's why we will use the string class in all of our applications. So, and then we have seen the difference between the storage. So Java supports two types of memory: heap memory. Second one is, what is the another one? Heap memory. Second one is stack. So the entire program will be stored in the stack, and the variables or objects can be stored in the heap. So heap memory consists of another partition, that is string constant pool. String constant pool. So whenever you declare the string by using the string data type, so all these strings are stored in the string constant pool. All these strings are stored in the string constant pool. So if you use the string buffer or string builder, those strings are not stored in the string constant pool. So only when you declare the strings as strings by using the string class, then only these strings are stored in the string constant pool. So constant pool is a part of the heap memory. It's a part of the heap memory. So we have seen all these things. And then mutability and immutability. So mutability means it can be changed. So once you declare the string x equal to Java. So if you declare the string like this by using the class string means that cannot be mutable, that cannot be editable. That means Java cannot be edited. So that is called immutability. So if you use the class string, then the string is immutable. So whether other than this, if you use the class string buffer or string builder, those are mutable. Those are mutable. That means those are editable. We can edit that strings. So whenever you use the string class, then only we don't edit the strings. Why? Because those strings are stored in the string constant pool. So that cannot be edited. So only constant strings are stored in the string constant pool. So that's why we cannot edit the string values, string contents by using the class string. So other than this string class, string either string builder class or string buffer class, those strings are editable. Why? Because those are stored in the heap memory. Those are stored in the heap memory, not string constant pool. So the contents, the strings which are stored in the string constant pool are not editable. That means we cannot change the contents of the string constant pools. That means only constant values, constant strings are stored in the string constant pool. So other than if there is in our application, if you want to edit the string means we can use the string buffer or string builder classes. So these are the some comparison between the string class, string buffer class, and string builder class. And then we have seen the important interface, that is char sequence. So char sequence is an interface. Char sequence is an interface which is implemented by all these classes. So this char sequence is implemented by string class. This char sequence is implemented by string buffer. Also, this char sequence is implemented by string buffer. So all these classes can implement this char sequence interface. So char sequence interface consists of some methods, some abstract methods, some predefined methods. So generally used methods are stored in the char sequence interface. So those methods are caret. So character at a position, and then length of the string, and then subsequence. Subsequence, that means substring, and then toString. So toString means you can convert the content into the string format. So these are the four methods available in the char sequence interface. So we have seen the program also. So next one. So in this chapter, we are going to study the three classes. So in the packages, we have studied about the util package, language package, and time package. So in this chapter, string handlings in Java, in this chapter, we are going to study the three classes, three string handling classes. First class is string class. First class is string class. Second class is string buffer class. Third class is string builder class. By using these three classes only, we can declare the strings or we can manipulate the strings. Only string handling can be done through these three classes, three predefined classes. All of these classes are defined in the language package. All of these classes are defined in the language package. So first one, we are going to see the most generally used things, used class string. 1 minute. Hello. వెళ్ళాను నేను మళ్ళీ చేస్తాను క్లాస్లో ఉన్నాను. So we are going to study the string class first. Then we will study the string buffer class, and then we will study the string builder class. So most generally, general applications, we will use the string class. If you want to use these strings, means we will use the string class. Other than string buffer and string builder, simply we can use the string class. So let us see how this string class is defined in the language package. So this is the syntax. This is how this string class is defined in the language package. So public final. So here the class uses the final keyword. That means this class cannot be edited. This class cannot have the cannot extend the subclasses. So this is the final class. String, class name string. So which extends the object class. Which extends the object class. That means object is a universal superclass. So all the remaining classes are subclasses of object class. So each and every class will extends the object class, and then implements the serializable interface as well as comparable interface as well as char sequence interface. So this interface is already we have seen char sequence. So char sequence supports some methods. Compare interface supports some methods. Likewise, serializable interface supports some methods. So this string class can implement all of these interfaces. So already we have seen char sequence interface. So let us check the constructors. So constructors available for the string class. So constructor means to initialize the strings. Here we are discussing the strings, means we are here by using the constructors we can initialize the strings. So constructor and class name has same name. So here constructors of class string. So there are so many variations in the constructor. So simply let us see this one. So here if you want to define constructor, means the constructor and class name are same. So here class name is string. So constructor is this one. So this is the general syntax of constructor. So this syntax may be varied. That means we can pass the parameters. Suppose int, not int, something like byte, some array. We can pass some array, or we can pass some object. We can pass more than one object. Like that, we have so many variations in the constructors. So this is the general syntax for the constructor. Likewise, we can have so many types of constructors under the class string. So let us see the constructors. So first one, simply string, null constructor. It cannot initialize anything. So that can be called as null constructor. And then string byte array. Byte array. Byte array means all the strings are converted into bytes. Byte means 8421 code. Byte array. Byte array means 65 means capital A, capital B, and ASCII codes. We have the ASCII codes. ABC for letters we have some numbers 65, 66, 67. Some ASCII codes. So these ASCII codes are converted into the string. See, this is the binary array. Binary array. This can be converted into the strings. So while executing this one, we can get the we can print the ABCDs, not these numbers. So that can be possible by using the byte array. Byte array. So that means the data type is byte. We are passing the array. Array means some collection of elements. That's why it is called as byte array. You can pass the byte array. So likewise, we have so many things. So we can specify the character set also. So binary array. So string byte binary array, comma character set. Character set means either ASCII or so these are the available character set: UTF-8, UTF-16, UTF-32, and ASCII. So we know the ASCII format. So generally UTF-8 also followed and UTF-16. So based upon the capacity of the processor, we can use this UTF versions. So we have the length also. We can add the parameter as length also. 1,3. That means first one and first 0th position, first position. So this is the array indexing. 0th position, first position, second position, third position, fourth position. That means 1, 2, 3 means 1 means this position. 2, 3, 3 means this position. So these three elements will be printed. 1, 2, 3 means length, int offset, and int length. So we can likewise we can have the so many types of constructors in strings. So let us see one program regarding this constructors. So let us see the string constructors. So many types of constructors are available in strings. Let us see all of these. So this is the class name, string constructors 1. This is the class name. So this is the main class. So public static void main. So this is the main method, and I am throwing some exception. I am using the keyword throws. So throws keyword is used along with the method definition, method declaration. So here we have to use the throws, not throw. We have to use the throws. So in this we can have the exception classes. We have so many exception classes. So we can use the any type of exception class, array index, out of bound exception, or we can have the arithmetic exception. Likewise, we have runtime exception. Like that, any exception can be added here. So here I am defining so many strings. So let us see how I am declaring. So I am going to declare the string 1, str of 1. Object is str of 1 of type string. I am going to use the string class. So I am using the new operator. This is the syntax for declaration of any string. So this is the empty string. I have not passed the parameters. So this string is empty. This string is empty. So this string is empty. I have not passed the any parameters. This constructor cannot pass the any parameters. So this string is empty. So next I am going to declare two arrays. Those arrays are B array, U array. I am going to declare the two arrays of type byte arrays. So new byte So this is the declaration of initialization of the array. So I am passing the byte array as 65, 66, 67, 68 up to 72. I have passed some numbers 65 to 72 numbers. Next I have declared the U array. So this is the binary array and this is the U array. So slash U 0041 slash U 0042 slash U 0043. So this is one format. So this is the another array. So next I am going to declare the string 2 str2 of type string. So in this array I am going to initialize the B array, binary array. I am assigning the string 2 to the binary array. So this constructor, string constructor passes the binary array. Binary array, string constructor passes the binary array. So this is the binary array. So this is the constructor. So this constructor passes the binary array. So this is the binary array. So this is the contents of the string 2. Next string 3. String 3. I am declaring the string 3, str3. So in this string I am passing the binary array with other parameters 1, 3. So 1 is the starting index, 3 is the ending index. Next I am passing the string 4. String 4 and I am passing the binary array itself, and then I am giving the character set also. So character set is ASCII. Next I am declaring the another string 5, and I am passing the parameter as entire string. I have not passed anything. Here I am directly passing the string value. This is one way of passing. Next string 6 consists of U array. I have passed the unary array, U array. Next I am printing the string 1, string 2, string 3 up to string 6. I am printing the string 6. Next I am checking the some methods, is empty method. So string 1 dot is empty. The string is empty or not. I am checking the string 1 is empty or not. I am checking the string 2 is empty or not. So let us see the output for this. So let us see the output. So first I am printing the string 1. First I am printing the string 1. So string 1 value is empty. So here empty space has displayed. Here empty space is displayed. That means string 1 is empty. So string 1 is empty string. I have not passed any parameter to this constructor. Next I am displaying the string 2. So string 2 value is ABCDEF. So string 2 is this one. So string 2, in the string 2 we have passed the binary array. So binary array means this one. Binary array means this one, 65, 66. That means capital A, capital B, capital C, capital letters. ASCII code for this numbers. So this string is printed. Next I am printing the string 3. So string 3 is BCD. So string 3 is this one. String 3 is binary array of 1, 3. So 1, 3 means 0, 1, 2, 3. So 1 means B, 3 means D. So 1, 2, 3, the substring is displayed here. 1, 2, 3, the substring is displayed here, BCD. So that is, this is how we can use to display the substring. Next string 4. So string 4 is binary array ASCII format. So this is the binary array ASCII format. Next Bhagat Singh. I have printed the Bhagat Singh. Next string 5 is printed. Next string 6. So string 6 is unary array. So string 6 is unary array. So this is the unary array. We have passed the 41, 42, 43. That means ABC values, capital A, capital B, capital C. That is displayed. Next, we are checking the whether the string is empty or not. String 1 dot is empty, string 2 dot is empty. So string 1 is empty or not. So string 1 is empty. The expression is true. That is displayed. String 2 is empty or not. So string 2 is not empty. So false will be displayed. In the string 2, we have to store the binary array. So this is the output. This is how you can initialize the constructors. So this is how you can initialize the constructors. In so many ways, you can initialize the constructors. So most general one is this one. Generally, if you have the string means we can pass like this string. Within that we can pass the string value, or the string may be stored in the binary array, byte array, and then we can pass the array, B array. So like this, in these two methods, we can pass the so we can initialize the string values. So this is all about the string constructors. String constructor. That means how do you initialize the strings? How can you pass the constructor parameters? How do you pass the arguments in the constructors? So that we have seen now. So next concept is methods for extracting the characters from string. So next concept is we are going to discussing the string handling. That means if you have a string means how do you perform some operations on the string. So first one is how do you extract the characters from string. So that means suppose if you have the string means if you have the string Java programming. So Java programming is a string. So methods for extracting the characters from string. That means we have some methods to extract the characters. So this is all about the string. So character means J, V, J, A, V, A, P. So all these are characters. So in string class, it provides some methods to extract the characters from string. So this is the extraction of characters from string. So we have a string. String is nothing but a sequence of or collection of characters. So in some applications, you want to extract the characters. You want to extract the characters, or you want to print the substring. So for this, we have some methods. String class supports some methods, predefined methods. So those are caret. So this is the caret method. So caret means character at position. Character at position. So this is 0th position, first position, second position, third position. Array numbering 0 array index value. So caret position 5. If you give the value 5 means the character which is placed in the index 5 will be displayed. That is caret. Get chars, extract the more than one character. Get chars. So here we can extract only single character. If you want multiple characters to be extracted, then we can use the get chars method, or we can have the get bytes method. So if the entire things are and of the type byte, we have seen the byte array. So of the byte array, then we can use this get bytes method to extract the characters. Next we have the length of the string. Next, to character array. So convert the string into array of characters. Convert the string into array of characters. This one, like this. So this is the string. Array of characters means single character. So all these things are placed in a array. All these things are placed in a array. That is 2-char array. 2-char array. So these are the main methods used in the main methods used to extract the characters from the given string. So let us see the program. Extract the characters. So let us see this one. So this is the class name. This is the main method. Class name is extract char1. So this is the class name. This is the main method. So here I am going to declare so many strings. I am going to initialize the string 1, string 2, and string 3. I am going to define 3 things, 3 strings. First one, string 1 is stored with Eluru. String 2 is stored with Gunturu. String 3, I will take COVID-19 vaccination soon. So this is the string 3. So I have defined the 3 strings. And then I am declaring some variables, start and end. Start and end. Start equal to 8, end equal to 14. I have given some random numbers. And then I am using the character array, ASTR. Character array. New char of end minus start. End hyphen start. End means 14. 14 minus 14 hyphen 8. 14 hyphen 8. Next, so I am performing some method, get char method. Get char method. So get char methods on the string 3. String 3. So string 3 is this one. String 3 dot get chars of start comma end comma ASTR comma 0. Start comma end. Start means 8. 8 means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. AKE starts with A. Position 8 is A. End is 14. So end is 14. 14 means up to this string that will be displayed. Start comma end comma ASTR. ASTR means this one, this character array. So this is the index 0. So let us see output and verify these things. Next I am using the method length on string 1. Next caret on string 1, caret method at position 3. Next I am printing the ASTR string. Next I am defining another string Delhi. Next I am using the byte array, byte B array, str of 4 dot get bytes. Get bytes. This is get chars. This is get bytes method. So I am displaying the method I by using the for each loop. I have used the for each loop to print that array. Print that byte array. Delhi. D E L H I. Like that, this will be printed. So let us see the output and verify the code. Java extract char 1. So let us check this one. So first printf is str1 dot length. So str of 1 dot length means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Eluru. STR of 1 means Eluru. So 5, length is 5. Next is, so next one, next printf is caret 3. 3 means 0, 1, 2, 3. 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. 3 means R. So R is displayed. Next caret 3, string 2. String 2 Gunturu. 3 means 0, 1, 2, 3. T. So T is displayed. Next, we are going to print the ASTR. So ASTR means this one. So ASTR means this one, character array. So what is displayed? End 14. End means 14. 14 hyphen start means 8. 14 minus 8. That means 8 means in the string str3. 8 means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 means A. A 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 means V. 14 means V. So AKE CO. AKE CO. This will be displayed. This is the content stored in the ASTR. ASTR. (14 minus 8). That means only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 letters will be displayed. Only this ASTR string size is 6. 14 minus 8, 6. This will be displayed. This string will be ASTR will be displayed. So ASTR is AKE CO. And next printf is Delhi. Next printf is this one. For each loop, Delhi has to be displayed, but we are using the byte array. Byte array. That means this character, ASCII character, will be converted into the some other code, some ASCII code. That is bytes. So each byte will be displayed. First one D 68, E 101, L 108, H 104, I 105. So all the string will be converted into the bytes. So this is the output for this one. So here in this program we have used some methods to extract the characters from a string. So here we use the getBytes method, caret method, length method, and then getChars method. So we have used the 4 methods: getChar method, length method, and then caret method, and getBytes method also. getBytes method. So these are the methods used to extract the character from a given string. So next one is methods for comparison of strings. So methods for comparison of strings. So in some situations we have to compare the 2 strings, whether the 2 strings are equal or not. That we have to check. Compare. So for this purpose, in the class string, we have some predefined methods. So those methods are compare to, ignore case, boolean equals, ignore case, region matches, ends with as well as starts with. So these are the methods which are used to compare the 2 strings. Compare to. So compare to is generally used to compare the 2 strings. Compare to ignore case. So ignore case means that is either uppercase or lowercase, that can be ignored. Equals to, that means string contents are equal or not. S1 is equal to S1 is equal to Java, S2 is equal to Java. Then S1 and S2 are equal or not. That can be compared by using the equals method. And then equals ignore case. So equals when it is a capital letter or a small letter, either of these case, the the method returns the true. Region matches, it uses to compare the regions, and then ends with the strings, ends with Java. The string starts with the J, the string ends with the A. So like that we can compare the strings also. We have the methods for that also. So let us see the practical application for this comparison of strings. Strings comparison. So let us see. So let us see here. So string, this is the class name. This is the main class. Okay. I am going to define the three strings. S1, S2, S3. So S1 is stored with AA, S2 is stored with ZZ, S3 is stored with the S3 is stored the contents of S1. So in this S3 declaration, we have passed the string 1. That means we are placing the contents of S1 to the S3. So S3 contents are AA. So here I am going to print the S3, and then I am comparing the S2 with S1. S2 with S1. So S2 dot compare to is the method. Compare to is the method. Compare to of S1. S2 is compared with the S1. Next S1 is compared with the S2. Next S3 is compared with the S1. S3 is compared with the S1. So here method is compare to. Compare to is the method. Next I am displaying the length of S3, and then I am defining another variables S4 and S5, another strings S4 and S5. S4 is Java, capital letters Java. S5 is small letters Java. Next I am comparing the ignore case. So we have the method compare to ignore case. Compare to ignore case method. So I am using this method and I am comparing the S4 with S5. So this is the capital letters, this is the small letters, but we are using the method ignore case. Ignore case means both are equal. And next I'm starts with, we have the method starts with and ends with. Starts with and ends with. S4 dot starts with VGN. So S4 is a string Java. Whether the string starts with VGN, no, then it displays false. Then S4 dot starts with JA. So S4 is this one. S4 is starts with JA. So it is true. Ends with VA. S5 is ends with VA. Yes, true. So here in this program, we are going to compare the two strings. Comparison. Comparison means we can get the output as either true or false. So for comparison, we have so many methods. Mainly, we can use the compare to method. Compare to method. Then compare to ignore case method. Compare to ignore case method. Then starts with and ends with method. And starts with and ends with method. So these are the methods used to compare the strings. So let us see the output for this. Program name is string comparison 1. So string comparison 1. So let us see this one. So first printf is S3. So S3 is printed. S3 is S1, AA. So AA is printed. Next S2 is compared with the S1. So S2 is this one. S1 is this one. So S2 is compared with the S1. So both are not equal. S2 is compared with the S1. Both are not equal. We get some constant S2. Next S1 is compared with the S2. So S1 is compared with the S2. Then we will get the minus 25. Next S3 is compared with the S1. S3 is compared with the S1. So S3 and S1 are equal. That's why we get the 0. That's why we get the 0. That means in number system, -1 0 plus 1 2, this one minus 2, likewise minus 25, minus 25, here plus 25, here plus 25. So here compares to method uses the whether the comparison is true means 0 will be displayed. Other than this minus values and plus values will be displayed. This plus 25 or minus 25 will be displayed. Other than these cases, minus 25 or plus 25 will be displayed. So whether the comparison is true means then 0 will be displayed. Next, S3 dot length. S3 is AA. 2. Length is 2. Next, compare to ignore case. S4 and S5. S4 and S5. Compare to ignore case means it is true. Then 0 will be displayed. Next, starts with VGN. False. Starts with JA. True. Ends with VA. True. So these are the some comparison methods. String comparison methods. We can compare the two strings by using the methods compare to, ignore case, as well as starts with and ends with. By using these methods, we can compare the strings. So already in the previous class, we have identified the difference between double equals to as well as equals method. So double equal to means it can only verify the references. Equals to method only verifies the contents of the string. Delhi. By using the equals to means Delhi means then it is true. That means both are equal. Contents are equal. Contents are checked by using the equals to method. References are verified. That means variable names or object names are verified by using the double equals to operator. So we have seen the difference also. So next one. So next concept is methods for modifying the strings. So methods for modifying the strings. So methods for modifying the string. That means we can modify the strings. So directly we cannot modify the strings. Why? Because string class is an immutable class. String is an immutable class. We cannot edit the strings. That means we cannot modify the strings by using the class string. We cannot modify it. But we have some provisions to modify that. We have some methods. So those methods are substring. So we can have the substring. We cannot directly modify the string, but we can have the substring method. Next, concat, string concatenation. We can combine the two strings. By using the concat. We can have the replace method. Position 1 is A is replaced with B. C is replaced with N. Like that, we can replace the characters. And then we have the trim method. So we have the trim method. That means it can remove the white spaces. To remove the white spaces, we can use the trim method. So to modify the string, Java supports these methods: substring method, concat method, replace method, and trim method. So let us see the one program regarding this. So this is the class name. This is the main method. So string 1 is stored with Eluru. So next I am defining another string. Here I am using the replace. Method. So string 1 dot replace E with A. So in the string 1, E is replaced with A. E comma A. So this is how replace method will be used. string1 dot replace. Replace is the method name. It has the parameters old character and new character. Old character is E. E is replaced with the A. Then I am printing the string. Then I am given the string 2, welcome, welcome. I have given some extra m's. Next, I am going to modify the string mstr2, modify the string 2. So string 2 dot trim. So trim is a method which is used to remove the white spaces, So that means here use some spaces. You can understand the things. So trim method is used to remove the white spaces. String2 dot trim. So I'm printing that, and I am defining the string 3. I am going to Vijayawada tomorrow in train. So that is the string. Next, I am going to have the substring method. Substring 0 to 12. That means only 0 to 12 characters will be displayed. 0 to 12 position characters only displayed. Substring. And next, substring 12. Starting position 0, ending position 12. Substring 12. That means we are passing the only single parameter. That means only from 12th index value, remaining string will be displayed. From 12th index, remaining string will be displayed. So I am going to display the thing here. So let us see the output for this. Java C program name modify string1.java. So let us check the output here. So E is replaced with the, here E is replaced with the Eluru, E is replaced with the A. So replace method. Next, welcome. Trim method. So no spaces. Welcome. In the welcome, we have given some white spaces. So there is no white spaces. That is trimmed. Trim method is executed. Substring. So substring means 0 to 12. 0 to 12 means 0 position is this one. 12th position is this one. 12th position is this one. Just I am going to. That will be displayed. 0 to 12 position values. Next, substring 12. Substring 12 means from the 12th position, remaining string will be displayed. From 12th position, remaining string will be displayed. So substring method has either two parameters, either starting value or ending value, or it can have the single parameter. Substring method can pass two parameters or single parameter. If you give the single parameters, means it can starts with the string starts with that position. So if you give the two parameters, means that is the starting value. This is the second parameter is ending value. So this is how you can modify the strings. So in today's class, we have seen the string constructors and then extracting the characters from the string, and then string comparison of one string with other strings, and then string modifications. We can modify the strings. String modifications also we have checked. What are the methods available for the string modification, string comparison, string extraction, character extraction, and constructor passing, constructor arguments. So this is all about the strings. So any doubts? Okay, we can continue in the next class. Thank you.